I'm very excited about this, Jonathan. Jonathan Sumption QC, I should say, because I get the chance to cross-examine a famous cross-examiner. Jonathan, please will you count us down? Here we go.
4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Now, you've been described as having a brain the size of a planet and as the cleverest man in England. Are you?
I don't know where these phrases come from. There are lots of clever people around. I'll admit to being one of them, but that's all.
Have you ever been unable to solve a legal problem?
No. At the end of the day, the judge has got to have something to say. So you've got to work out what he's going to find appealing.
What's the key to a good cross-examination?
Know your material backwards, preferably better than the witness. Spot your opportunities when they arise, and know exactly what it is you're trying to prove.
And how do you persuade someone of a difficult argument?
You reduce it to its simplest dimensions. Ultimately, law is just common sense with knobs on.
Does appearing in court still give you an adrenaline rush?
No.
Has it ever given you an adrenaline rush?
When I started, yes.
Some people would say that judges have too much power. Do you think that's true and fair?
They need the power they've got. The question is whether they use it wisely. There are problems about the boundary lines between politics and law, which are going to cause problems over the next few years, I've no doubt.
Why have you not become a judge?
Perhaps I should have done.
Do you think judges are intimidated by you?
No.
Why not?
Why should they be? I'm only trying to help them.
Have you ever been in front of a judge and thought, this judge just doesn't get it?
Not often.
Now, you've done a lot of history. We'll come back to the law in a bit. You've done a lot of history when it comes to the 100 Years' War. You're a bit of an expert. What do you think the 100 Years' War teaches us now in Britain today?
I don't think it teaches us a great deal that's of contemporary relevance, but wars have been the great formers of human societies. They are the great test of our institutions, and war is the number one activity, has been for many centuries until recently, the number one collective activity of mankind. So we are very much what the wars of our ancestors have made of us. Having said that, how we develop in the next century is very much up to us.
Why would you say that history matters?
It matters because it's a tremendous fund of vicarious experience. We have so little that we can experience directly. A single life is not enough, but of course it's all that we have. And history provides us with the chance to look at events through the experience of an unlimited number of other people.
How do you manage, as a top barrister, to squeeze all the law in and write history books?
I've often been asked that question, and honestly, I don't know the answer.
Let's go back to law for a bit. What do you think is the biggest problem, if there is one, with the English legal system?
The biggest problem is the one that I mentioned a moment ago. It's drawing the boundary lines between politics and law. But there is, of course, another problem, which is it is too expensive. It's a labour-intensive activity, and I'm not sure what one can do about that, and I'm very conscious that I am contributing to the evil myself in quite a big way.
Do you think that QCs are paid too much money?
Generally, no. One is entitled to earn whatever one can obtain honestly, and QCs are no exception to that.
Do you believe in equality?
I certainly believe in equality of opportunity. I don't believe in equality of results. I think that an unequal society is a symptom of the boundless energy and enterprise and variety of humanity, and I think that we should applaud that.
Now, you represented the government in the Hutton inquiry. Did the glare of the media spotlight add to the pressure on you?
No, it was a new experience for me, but it didn't add to the pressure. I just got on with the job in the way I normally would.
You came to the bar quite late in life, relatively speaking. Why was that?
I was having a very enjoyable time at Oxford in my 20s, teaching history. I wondered whether I would find it just as enjoyable in my mid-40s. Looking around me, I felt perhaps not, so I moved.
What sort of upbringing did you have?
I had a wonderful upbringing, a good education. One can't thank one's parents for more than that.
Do you have a general philosophy in life?
I have a different philosophy for every 5 minutes.
What's your philosophy for this 5 minutes?
I'll work that out in 20 minutes' time.
What makes you angry?
Nothing.
Are you always thinking?
Most of the time.
How do you wind down at the end of a difficult day?
I switch off and I open a bottle of wine.
And what else makes you happy?
Gardening.
Well, that is it. Really good to meet you.
Thanks.